Starting off my list are the technically 3 but all read in one dialogue box, entries from Mikau's diary, located inside of his and Tijo's room. Hookshot is human Link up to Mikau's bunk, and look at his nightstand to find it. I personally completely overlooked this on my most recent playthrough, and forgot that I could even get up there. I wanted to, and even remember pulling the item out, but probably just overlooked that it wasn't a grayed out icon, assumed what I thought, and moved on from it. I also thought it was strange Mikau wouldn't have his own room like the rest of the band members, but I dismissed and forgot about it because there were so many other tasks to complete at the time. As far as the content of his diary, this entry is ranked lowest because it's just not too particularly interesting. It's simply a recording of 3 separate jam sessions, indicating the player should learn the notes written, to later replay them with Jappas. After the final band session is over, it begins a quest that ends up quite humorously, with the bandleader thinking he created the song the two played together. If Zora Link tries to show Evan the song, he will get mad and wonder why other members of the band are creating their own songs behind his back. If human Link plays it, however, Evan will be impressed and note that the song just came to him. He will then give Link a piece of heart, perhaps trying to hide the fact that he stole the kid's song with bribery. Next up is Keifi's diary, found in the back area behind a curtain of his mother's office. The entry itself gives a little more backstory as to what exactly happened to him, explaining a new piece of information to the player that isn't found by other means. It tells of Keifi, happy that his sun mask is completed for his wedding ceremony. It then begins to reveal that he's going out with the guys to the milk bar, so this is clearly a bachelor's party. It's just a nice touch to add the fact that he is a normal but carefree adult before the Skull Kid changed him. The fact that he has to eventually go through a quest of retrieving his stolen mask, with the help of Link, will probably teach him not to take things for granted. What I love about this entry is that it gives the manga, based on this game, a little more merit, as I did not know that it was canon that Keifi visited the milk bar. His drunkard status, given to him by the Skull Kid, is a little more authentic than I originally thought it to be. That's very reassuring just how great the adaptation is, and nice to know how respectful it is in its source material. For both number 3 and number 2 on my list, while they are from the same diary, have entirely different entries depending on when the player reads it. Located on an end table at the Stockpot Inn, Granny's diary can be read on the second day, and will tell the player the plans of herself and family to leave town on the final day to take refuge at Romani Ranch. She also mentions a new character, Gampy, which is presumed to be her deceased husband. She writes in the entry that she will be taking along his favorite books, which is touching. Having insight on a character's personal thoughts about their world ending, and having to leave the home they grew up in is something truly heartbreaking, and just adds more depth into this already atmospheric world. The other entry from the diary takes the second spot on my list, however, because of its humor. On the first day, Link can read an excerpt from the diary describing her granddaughter's cooking as the worst thing she's ever tasted, and how she's going to try and find a way to avoid eating it the next day. The scene actually happens, and if Link goes to visit at a specific time, Andrew will try to give her grandmother a meal with no avail. The scene is hilarious, and just the fact that the food made for her is a major obstacle to overcome makes for a ridiculous scene to imagine, and a brilliantly executed run-on joke. Literally run on because you can experience it every time you rewind time. Number 1 on my list is Lulu's diary. As funny as Andrew's grandmother's first day entry is, the fact that the content that makes up Lulu's diary is her experience with losing something precious to her, and written about concern for a now deceased person, is very spine-chilling. This diary explains the events of what led her to losing both her eggs and singing voice. It reveals the theft itself, her worry of what to do, and fear that Mikau will risk himself to save the eggs. That's exactly what Mikau ends up doing, and unfortunately, it costs him his life. This effectively tugged at my heartstrings. I was shocked to read it and felt the genuine tragedy of these characters. This adds to its story most, which is why I rank it as the #1 diary entry in Majora's Mask.